Skyview.
This program is classified PG. Parental guidance is recommended for viewers under 15 years. It includes adult themes.
So the yearly, does anyone even remember what happened this year? Like, we got a new pope.
Sam Kerr beat the charges.
Trump's trade war.
Albo got re-elected.
That American influencer stole a Wombat.
I locked him in for hard chat. Albo, not the Wombat.
I still feel like we're missing something.
What about those Chinese warships?
Prince Andrew's had a rough year.
Oscar Piastri in the Formula One?
No, it's something else.
Heads up, everyone. Time for my famous beef Wellington.
Q&A got cancelled.
Oh, sorry. What's Tony gonna do?
Tonight, it's Deja News as we look back on the events that defined 2025. 365 days that were, without doubt, a year. And if none of it rings a bell, don't worry, we've remembered all the news so that you don't have to. This is the Yearly.
Charlie Pickering. We have a galaxy of stars here to wrap up the year, including Margaret Pomeranz, Rhys Nicholson, Abbey Gelmi, plus Alexei Toliopoulos. Yes! So let's start from the beginning and kick things off with January. And with an election looming, things weren't looking good for the PM.
A quick handshake as Anthony Albanese is handed the worst news poll of his prime ministership.
Anthony Albanese is facing the fight of his political life. The latest news poll out today revealing support for the Prime Minister is at the lowest level it's been since he took office.
Prime Minister Anthony Albanese's popularity is falling in the toilet.
And much like when you drop your phone in the toilet, Australians faced a dilemma. Would we fish Albo out or flush him away and pretend it never happened? To make matters worse, Peter Dutton was breathing down his neck.
Dutton's support is rising, minus 12% a year ago to now a net rating of 0. He's relaxed, he's confident, and he's quietly confident of a win.
Well, on the upside, the coalition had finally achieved net zero. Dutton was poised to ride this wave of popularity all the way to the Lodge, just so long as nothing happened that could turn the entire global order on its head.
President Donald Trump returns to the White House, promising a golden age of America.
I, Donald John Trump, do solemnly swear
that I will faithfully execute.
That I will faithfully execute.
Yeah, the tape ran out there, but I'm going to guess he said immigrants? Within hours, Trump pulled out of the World Health Organization, pardoned January 6th insurrectionists and renamed the Gulf of Mexico. But nobody noticed because Melania was wearing a hat.
It was the wide-brimmed hat of model-turned-First Lady Melania Trump that stole the show.
The fact that Mrs. Trump really brought it to life speaks to her presence.
Yes, it's all about presence, specifically staying as far away from the presence of her husband's mouth as humanly possible. To February, and good news for Matilda's captain, Sam Kerr.
Sam Kerr's lengthy legal saga is over. The Matilda's captain found not guilty of racially aggravated harassment.
During the proceedings, Kerr accepted she called a police officer stupid and white.
We called police as well. We were held hostage in that cab.
You need to calm yourself down, young missy.
Ooh. Calling Sam Kerr Little Missy. Even I'm not stupid and white enough to do that. Speaking of the Matildas and stupid white bastards...
Triple M radio host Margie Awards has officially been let go by the broadcaster after a string of offensive on-air comments about women's sport.
I'd rather hammer a nail through the head of my watch that. Got any men's sport?
The Prime Minister has slammed Margie Awards' sexist on-air comments about the Matildas.
Just shocking comments that anyone could think it, let alone say it.
Let it be known that the PM has no time for shock jocks who denigrate women. But he is happy to attend their wedding. Meanwhile, Rugby League was heading back to Vegas and NRL chairman Peter V'landys went on US TV to send the president a message that was part invitation, part hostage video.
Good morning, Mr. President. I know you watch Fox and Friends, which is a great program, extremely fair and balanced. Mr. President, we want to introduce you to the toughest game on earth, rugby league. Hope to see you at Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas on Saturday, March 1. Thank you, Mr. President.
The bad news, Trump didn't attend. The good news, ISIS released Vlandis unharmed. That's good news. Also in February, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky headed to Washington in search of peace, but instead was dealt an unplayable hand.
You're gambling with the lives of millions of people. You're gambling with World War III. You don't have the cards right now. With us, you start having cards. Right?
Tensions rose even further when Zelensky played a draw 4 and yelled Uno. Back home and always playing with a full deck, Clive Palmer launched his own Trump-inspired party, and he wanted to make sure that everybody got the reference.
The party believes in the policies of Donald Trump. Australia needs Trump policies. Trumpet of Patriots will make Australia great again. It's the trumpet of Patriots. It's the trumpet.
Yeah, we get it, Clive, but he's still not going to root you. Yeah? Yeah, I know. Gross. I mean, that is an image so vile, it'd make Margie Sheargold want to watch women's sport. Heading into March, and there was controversy brewing ahead of the Oscars.
The Brutalist is up for Best Picture at the Oscars, but last month there was backlash after news spread the production used artificial intelligence.
The revelation that the lead actors' accents were enhanced using AI is now prompting some to question whether it should be allowed to enter the race for some of the Oscars' top awards.
2025 was the year AI came to Tinseltown. Here to tell us all about it is our resident soldier of cinema, Alexi Toliopoulos. Alexi, take us through the year that Hollywood went all chat GPT.
Season's greetings, Charlie. Well, 2025 has been a big year for that dark room and that glowing rectangle that we all call cinema. And AI has been the biggest thing to hit Hollywood since Ozempic. We saw AI enhance Hungarian accents in The Brutalist, which I found to be riveting yet bleak, and AI enhanced musical numbers in Emilia Perez, which I found to be not very good. Of course, Hollywood's been using AI for years. De Niro got digitally Benjamin Buttoned in The Irishman. Now, when De Niro asks, "Are you talking to me?" I have to admit, Bobby, baby, I just don't know anymore.
Right, so how long before we have a full-blown AI actor?
Things are looking worryingly attractive in an attainable girl next door kind of way.
Meet the latest creation from the world of artificial intelligence.
I'm Tilly Norwood, the world's first AI actor. Come and work with me.
An AI-generated actress that talent agencies are reportedly looking to sign.
This little clanker is the talk of Tinseltown, mate. She's the creepy amalgamation of all of Leonardo DiCaprio's ex-girlfriends.
Alexi, film is constantly changing with technology. Is AI just the next great leap of cinema?
Brother, you know me. I love innovation in film. When they brought out the talkies, I said, I've got ears, don't I? When they gave us smell-o-vision, I said, waft the aromas of me, mate. And when they brought in 4DX vibrating chairs, I said, a remedial massage for half the price. Not too shabby. But not everyone's on board. Oscar-winning director Bong Joon-ho famously hates AI. When asked how he'd work with it, he said this.
I'm going to organize some military squad. Their mission is to destroy AI servers.
And much like my awkward attempts to look cool at high school parties, Charlie, I stand with Bong.
Alexi, do you think your job will be taken by AI?
I don't care, Charlie. I've already quit and enlisted in Bong Joon-ho's elite military squad. I'm the ultimate soldier of cinema now, mate.
Yeah, no offence, but you don't seem like much of a fighter.
Well, I'm their chief of propaganda. I'm Alexi Toliopoulos, and I want you to save cinema. Purchase a ticket to a human-made film. Buy a $17 small popcorn and choc top combo. And together, we can save my beloved industry history and, fingers crossed, make my idea for a guaranteed, critically acclaimed box office billion-dollar smash hit film, Austin Powers versus Borat.
Wow. Do you know who'll love that? My wife. She is a huge Austin Powers fan.
Well, I promise her it will be absolutely shagadelic cinema, Charlie.
Alexi, we thank you for your service.
It's one of Australia's favourite TV favourites. A behind-the-scenes look at one of the country's most powerful men and his loyal and frankly pretty annoying dog. This is a very special holiday episode of Albo's Dog. Episode 5, Toto's International Vacation. As you know, Albo won't go anywhere without his dog Toto. Even as he planned his top-secret diplomatic tour around the world with the Treasurer, his dog was hanging around like a bad smell. The little eavesdropper even grabbed Jim Chalmers on his ass. Dirty dog. So when it was time for Albo to take off overseas on his private jet, he let Toto sneak on board for a taxpayer-funded holiday. Albo was going all over the globe to meet the King, the Pope, and the President, while Toto was having the time of her life. And when they were in Washington, D.C., Albo let Toto come to an official government powwow with Donald Trump.
I don't like you either. I don't, and I probably never will.
Before heading home, Albo decided to hire a car to drive him and his dog up into the Swiss Alps. Toto was loving it, but all the smells in the air must have gone to her head because she tried to get behind the wheel. Toto, no! But in the end, they made it home safely, just in time for Albo to give his Christmas message. But Albo had stacked on heaps of weight, stuffing his gob overseas. And then Toto stuffed up his auto cue, so Albo forgot to say Merry Christmas.
Happy New Year.
Merry Christmas to everyone from Albo's dog.
Also in March, the world exploded in outrage for what would surely be the biggest royal scandal of 2025. Meghan Markle's cooking show was not very good.
The biggest pile of crap I've ever seen on television in my life.
I just threw up in my mouth a little bit.
What mother or father in the name of sweet Jesus has enough time to create a fruit plate at 6 o'clock on a Monday morning when there's toast throwing around the room?
I'll be honest, I lost the will to live.
And I hate her. I'm so sorry. I really do. I literally... just on a purely human level... As a man with 6 children.
Yes, as any father of 6 will tell you, the royal who is the greatest threat to your children, Meghan Markle. Also in March, Chinese spy ships were spotted off the coast of Australia. Their mission? To intercept transmission of Meghan Markle's cooking show, which, may I remind you, wasn't very good. March also saw Australians come together as a nation in mutual hatred.
Disturbing footage has emerged of an American tourist stealing a wombat joey from its mother.
Snatching a baby wombat.
A terrified baby wombat.
I got a baby wombat.
To take a baby wombat from its mother is just an outrage. Maybe she might try some other Australian animals. Take a baby crocodile from its mother and see how you go there.
You know, I have never seen Albo so angry. We could solve the housing crisis if we just told him that a property investor outbid a family of wombats. The incident drew international condemnation.
What kind of psycho does that to an animal?
An animal can die of that kind of stress.
Die Influencerin postet das Video auf Instagram und der Shitstorm...
It's funny, given their history, you'd think Germans would have their own word for shitstorm. I don't know, Schitzkrieg or Schadenfreude or Schnitzel von Hasselhoff. I don't know. Also in March, with Cyclone Alfred bearing down on us, our nation's news organisations rushed to ask, how many journalists can you fit in the eye of a storm? The ABC managed a paltry 4, 7 had a respectable 6, but Channel 9 made history with 12. The groundbreaking Dodeca cast leaving viewers unsure if they were watching the news or ordering Chinese at a food court. Now to April, and Jeff Bezos launched a rocket with the world's first all-female crew, featuring his fiancée, Lauren Sanchez, and highly respected astrophysicist, Katy Perry.
Liftoff. New Shepard has cleared the tower.
An all-female crew blasted off into space. Katy Perry and the star-studded crew reflect on their brief but historic trip into the cosmos.
You never know how much love is inside of you, like how much love you have to give, and how loved you are until the day you launch.
Katy Perry entering the record books as both the world's least qualified astronaut and world's most unrelatable person. Yeah, well done, Katy. Well done, Katy. She earned it. Meanwhile, Trump launched a trade war and no species was safe.
Breaking news from the United States, where Donald Trump has announced Australia will be impacted by a 10% tariff on all goods imported into America.
The Trump tariffs so far-reaching, they include the remote Heard and McDonald Islands, an Australian territory in the Antarctic where no one but penguins live.
Now, taxing penguins sounds ridiculous unless Trump thinks that penguin classics are printed by actual penguins. And, you know, after all, we know he's a fan. Closer to home, and a security breach at the G.
Breaking news in Melbourne, where two men have just been charged after allegedly bringing guns into the MCG during an AFL match.
The MCG implemented a new security system, Evolve Scanning Systems. Now, this uses AI software to detect concealed weapons.
So how did these men make it through the AFL's incredible new gun scanning technology? Let's check the replay.
Take it back. Now forward. Yep. Decision on scoreboard. No go. No go. No go.
Can't argue with that. Meanwhile, the world mourned the loss of Pope Francis, and we saw that everybody grieves differently.
People inside St. Peter's Basilica who are going live on TikTok and taking selfies with the corpse of the late Pope Francis.
This couple stopped to take a selfie and they were told to move away by an usher.
Yeah, you know, times sure have changed. No one had an issue when I changed my profile pic to a snap of me holding up the late Pope Benedict like a trout. Ain't she a beaut? To show his respect, a solemn Donald Trump commemorated the Pope's death, flanked by America's spiritual leaders.
I just signed an executive order putting the flags of our country, all of them, all federal flags and state flags, at half-mast in honor of Pope Francis.
And as a special tribute, he then announced he'd hidden 10 eggs in the Pope's coffin. But first, one annual tradition that seems to be getting bigger.
Dictionary.com has released its 2025 Word of the Year.
2025 Word of the Year.
Word of the Year.
Word of the Year.
Every year, the major dictionaries unveil their words of the year, from selfie to Rhys to the delightful enshittification. It's part cultural snapshot, part desperate attempt to remind us that dictionaries still exist. But this year, one word in particular has sparked a lot of confusion, especially among adults. To help explain, here's Rhys Nicholson.
The library. It was once a place of books and learning, a veritable hub of intellect. Now it's basically where your grandpa goes to look at celebrities' feet on the communal computers. So you can imagine my excitement when Dictionary.com announced 2025's Word of the Year. 6-7! Not a number, 2 words, which is a bold choice for a dictionary, though not as bold as their definition.
6-7, used to indicate swagger or insider status in internet and youth culture.
A dictionary has 2 jobs, list words and define them, and Dictionary.com has failed on both counts there. However, 6-7 has taken over every school and comment section on Earth.
6-7! 6-7!
They want the 6-7 score on the board.
Get 6-7!
6-7, 6-7, it's a big thing.
I mean, Christ, how did we get here? Like all significant touchstones in Caucasian middle-class culture, 6'7" started in the African-American community with a rapper named Skrilla. And as a white gay they in their mid-30s, I'm of course the perfect person to explain the urban origins of some Gen Alpha slang. In Skrilla's little ditty Doot Doot 6'7", he's referring to Chicago's 67th Street and the police code 1067, which is for homicide. How fun! And there it would have stayed if it weren't for a high school basketball player rating his Starbucks order.
Like a 6'7".
And there it could have stayed if some kid didn't scream it on TikTok. 6'7"! And there it absolutely should have stayed, but of course it didn't. Every kid in the country jumped on the bandwagon, so then every content-hungry newsreader jumped on the bandwagon too.
6'7", which is for the youth who think it means wishy-washy, no-no sort of thing.
When you say it, you're meant to move your hands like this as if you're weighing something. Oh, just so-so. That's what 6'7" means.
It's used as shorthand for something that's like, okay, like that movie was kind of 6'7". Got it?
You don't got it, and you're embarrassing yourself. The irony isn't lost on me that I'm trying to explain kids speak to an ABC audience. That's like trying to explain a Samsung Galaxy to a horse or renting to a boomer. It's just dictionary.com trying to stay down with the kids. It's kind of desperate. I mean, look, we've all done things to try and stay relevant. I'm not even gay. My wife hates the character I play on this show.
Darling, will you be very much longer because baby Rhys is hungry and I know you don't like me breastfeeding in public.
Helen, this is what puts food on the table.
I'll wait in the car.
Engine off, Helen. The building blocks of society may be crumbling, but don't worry. We've taken those kids off social media so nothing like this will ever happen again.
6'7".
Helen!
May, and it was decision time in Rome, and the cardinals about to conclave were faced with some strict rules.
Heading into the Sistine Chapel means giving up their phones.
I talked to one cardinal the other day who said the thing he was dreading most was having to give up his iPad.
One thing we know they're not doing is checking Instagram because their devices have all been confiscated.
I believe the kids call it raw dogging.
Now, for the uninitiated, raw dogging means to go a long time without electronic devices, and it has no other meaning whatsoever. Soon, all eyes are on the world's most famous chimney.
We are live at the Vatican where we see white smoke. But why did they decide?
Morgan!
Is that it? Do we see the smoke?
Morgan, we've got it.
Look at that white smoke.
You can see right there, it would appear to be a white smoke.
This is stunning. It is an American, Monsignor.
The first American has been elected Pope.
What, an American? White smoke? Could it be at long last Pope Snoop Dogg the First? Hallelujah! Giving parishioners the body of Crizzle? In the name of the Father, the Son and the Holy Ghost, Tupac? Sadly, no. Instead, we got Pope Leo XIV. But who is he really? Let's ask his family.
He's my brother. He's my stupid little brother.
You know how some kids like to play war and be soldiers? He wanted to play priest. And so he took our mom's ironing board and put a tablecloth over it, and we had to go to Mass.
You know, you hear stories like that, and you can't help but think that some kids are just preordained to be bullied. Closer to home, Australia held its own conclave, and while critics agreed that Albo had done nothing, the voters agreed he'd done just the right amount of nothing.
A jubilant Anthony Albanese celebrates Labor's landslide victory, becoming the first Prime Minister to win a second term since John Howard more than 20 years ago.
A short time ago, I spoke with Peter Dutton, who has, of course, conceded defeat. And I thank him. No. What we do in Australia is we treat people with respect.
So where did it all go wrong for Peter Dutton? Was it his nuclear policy, his work from home policy, or was it just The only person having a worse night than Dutton was Sky's Chris Kenny as he tried to find someone to hang out with at Labor HQ.
Some of the campaign workers, the Labor staffers, no doubt many of them will be wanting to buy me a little later on. Let's just talk to a few of the people here. Can you tell us, do you want to share your feelings about the results tonight?
I'm all good, thank you.
You guys been out campaigning today. Tell us what you think about it all.
Sorry.
Here's Tony Burke. Tony.
Eventually, somebody did buy Chris a beer on the strict condition he leave immediately. We move on to June. Channel 10 axed its panel show for hip young people, The Project, while the ABC axed its own panel show of hip young people, Q&A. On top of that, Jeff Bezos, the world's 4th richest man, married Lauren Sanchez in Venice, because after all, who wouldn't want to marry an astronaut? And it was set to be a modest affair.
Bezos, worth an estimated $231 billion, bouncing around beach balls and diving off their $500 million yacht.
The cost of the wedding, at least $10 million. Cost of the engagement ring, $3 to $5 million. The wedding invite, urging no gifts.
Yeah, no shit. Yeah, but maybe bring a box of favourites just to be safe. Meanwhile, Washington's hottest romance between the world's richest man and the world's weakest, most powerful man hit the skids, and the leaks began almost immediately.
We begin tonight with this extraordinary feud between President Trump and Elon Musk playing out in full view of the world all afternoon. The attack's getting more personal with every hour.
Elon writing, "Time to drop the really big bomb. Donald Trump is in the Epstein files. That is the real reason they have not been made public."
The New York Times dropped a massive hit piece on Musk, filled with leaks, presumably from the White House. The article says Musk was taking so much ketamine it was affecting his bladder.
As I said, the leaks began almost immediately. Staying in America, and protests broke out against mass deportations, with Aussies caught in the crossfire.
An Australian reporter was shot by a non-lethal projectile.
The LAPD moving in on horseback, firing rubber bullets at protesters, moving them on through the heart of LA.
You just shot the
Now, while that looks terrible, it is how Kerry Packer used to fire journalists back in the 80s. Outraged by the attack, the nation's leading journalists leapt to defend freedom of the press.
A word to journalists: if you don't want to run the risk of being shot by rubber bullets, don't stand down the street where police are firing at the people next to you.
And the only thing I can think of is that there was a car turning into that lane, so he's sending a warning, but then wouldn't you just shout, "Get the hell out of the way"?
Yes, Caleb Bond, perhaps the officer was heroically shooting journalists out of the way of traffic. At least now we know what got beeped out of the original clip.
You just helpfully shot a jaywalking reporter.
To July, and after barely a year, Taswegians were dragged back to the ballot box.
It's now official. Tasmanians are heading to the polls with a snap early election.
This election, again, gives us the peculiar scenario of a campaign set to be dominated by an AFL stadium.
Tasmanians have had a bloody gutful over your stadium, and you can stick it up your bum.
Oh my God, is it? That is the 1,000th time we've used that clip. You know, they said we couldn't do it, but we proved them wrong. Congratulations, everyone. We did it. Well done, team. Well done, everybody. Excellent. July also saw the dramatic conclusion to the biggest news story of the year, captivating the world.
We've just learned the jury has reached a verdict in the mushroom cook murder trial.
We begin with some breaking news just coming in from Australia. An Australian woman has been found guilty of murder.
The mushroom killer has been sentenced to life in prison.
The next mystery, who fed magic mushrooms to the courtroom sketch artist? The verdict finally brought closure to the hidden victim of this whole saga. Me. For 2 years, those spineless patsies in the ABC legal department shut down all of my jokes about the Mushroom Lady trial, with weak excuses like, that's contempt of court, or you could go to jail for 6 months. Cowards. But I've always said that comedy equals tragedy plus time. Rosemary, mushrooms from a non-specific Asian grocer, all wrapped in delicious flaky pastry and served on a miscellaneous collection of different coloured plates. But this guilty ruling means finally the shackles are off. So screw you, lawyers, let's go!
Erin Patterson has today been grilled in the stand about why she did not follow the recipe and instead made individual beef Wellingtons.
One was too hot, one was too cold, and one had a suspicious metallic aftertaste. Next!
If you see a mushroom that's got a bright red, a bright orange or yellow on it, then it's probably one of those that you should leave alone.
Yeah, back in Scouts we had a little rhyme. If it's brown, put it down. If it's yelly, make beef welly. Next!
We can reveal in 9 News that Erin Patterson has been a cook at this prison, and she also has been accused of tampering with other prisoners' food.
Yeah, that is not true. I mean, putting Erin Patterson in charge of the prison kitchen would be like putting Erin Patterson in charge of the prison kitchen. Next!
We're also seeing CCTV of a service station where the mother of two went to the toilet for 9 seconds, despite claiming she had diarrhoea.
What? She had diarrhoea? Where did that come from?
Up your bum!
I'm here all week. Try the beef Wellington. Thank you. Good night.
The Yearlies Comeback of the Year. There have been some incredible comeback stories over the years, from Muhammad Ali to Michael Jordan to Jesus H. Christ. But none more than this year, that saw a special lady make a stunning return to our TV screens. Samantha Armitage was one of the nation's greatest broadcasters. With a rapid rise to the top of breakfast TV, everything she touched turned to gold.
The Alma twins come from a mixed-race family in the UK. Maria has taken after her half-Jamaican mum, with dark skin and brown eyes and curly dark hair, but Lucy got her dad's fair skin, good on her, along with straight red hair and blue eyes.
And while Sam always apologised for anything that went awry on the air, she worked alongside some of Australia's most intriguing talent and interviewed some of the world's sauciest stars.
If you was on telly in my country when I was a teenage boy, it messed me up.
In what way?
I think you're gorgeous.
Oh, thank you, Russell.
But in a bitter blow to the country in 2021, she called time on her broadcasting career.
The time has come for the sun to set on my time at sunrise.
And while Sam shed a tear, so too did the nation, as the newlywed left television to spend precious time with horsey husband, wealthy equestrian businessman Richard Lavender.
She's wonderful.
But you can't keep a good woman desperate for attention down. And Sam returned to our screens in 2023 with the hit carnal country reality romp Farmer Wants a Wife.
Hi, ladies. Beautiful ladies. All right, ladies. Is there anything you'd like to say to your ladies? Welcome back, ladies.
While the ladies were in, sadly the men were out. Because off-screen, the lavender had started to stink. And it was the biggest story in AI News.
Beloved TV presenter Samantha Armitage and equestrian businessman Richard Lavender have called it quits.
But the silver lining was it allowed Sam to get off the horse dealer and back on the horse. Returning to TV in 2025 as host of The Golden Bachelor, where she once again got to say her favourite word as many times as humanly possible.
Hello, ladies. Good evening, ladies. Ladies, ladies, ladies. Good luck, ladies. Good afternoon, ladies. Our golden ladies. Ladies. Hello, ladies. Tell the ladies what you've got in store.
And to cap off a remarkable year, she joined the gang at Today, going back to Brekkie TV where it all began, in one of the most inspirational comebacks of all time.
I've got a new show.
Never leave us again, Sam. See you at the Logies.
Let's roll on to August, and Bob Katter's press conference supporting an anti-immigration rally went, how shall I say, very Bob Katter.
Bob Katter has unleashed an extraordinary tirade at a press conference in Brisbane, threatening to punch a journalist.
Bob, you've got Lebanese heritage yourself.
Oh, mate, don't say that.
because that irritates me, and I punch blokes in the mouth for saying that. Don't you dare say that. My family have been in this country for 140 years. If you're a racist, you're a racist.
Wow. I haven't seen Bob Carter that angry since he found out a character on Bluey had 2 mums. Meanwhile, in Washington, the leader of the free world dropped a bomb.
Taylor Swift is engaged. Taylor Swift is engaged. Come back to me. She just posted it. Oh, it's huge. The ring is ginormous.
It is just developing. It was just put in my hand. Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce have announced that they are engaged.
I am surprised. I did not expect that.
Why?
Because they don't seem like they belong together.
They don't seem like they belong together. I have one thing to say to that.
Don't say that, because that irritates me, and I punch blokes in the mouth for saying that.
Next, we head into September, and in China, it was suns out, guns out.
China shows off its military muscle in front of some of the most notorious leaders on the planet.
The crowd of more than 50,000 waved Chinese flags cheering as thousands of soldiers marched in perfect unison.
A class photo featuring despots and dictators.
Yeah, that is a tough gig for the photographer. You know, OK, can I get the despots on the left, the dictators on the right, warlords in the middle? All right, now everyone say gulag, gulag. Great, great. Hey, let's just do a silly one. Let's do a silly one. Incredibly, one Aussie made the guest list.
Russia's Vladimir Putin, who invaded Ukraine. North Korean dictator Kim Jong-un, accused of mass human rights violations. In the back row is former Victorian Premier Daniel Andrews.
Yeah, of course, Dan fits right in. You know, Xi, Putin and Kim are brutal tyrants that have liquidated their opponents, and Dan mercilessly got rid of level crossings. And not to be outdone, South Australia launched a tyrannical crackdown of its own.
South Australia has become the first place in the world to introduce a ban on soy sauce packaging.
From today, the world first ban means that shops and takeaways can't sell or hand them out.
We have in our brains right at the moment, on average, 7 grams of microplastics. That's the equivalent of a small plastic spoon.
Yeah, they are the words you never want to hear from your doctor. You have a tumour in your brain and, unfortunately, it's pressing against your spoon. September also delivered drama at the docks.
3 Sydney port workers are accused of importing half a tonne of cocaine into Australia, hidden behind a fake wall in a shipping container.
506 blocks of concealed cocaine, a $164 million discovery.
This equates to 2,530,000 individual street deals.
2.5 million street deals. You know, that explains why the toilets were so empty at this year's Melbourne Cup. September also gave us the shock split of Nicole Kidman and Keith Urban. And, according to the tabloids, there was a unique clause in their prenup.
There's a report that the couple's prenup included a so-called cocaine clause.
Nicole would pay Keith $600,000 for each year of marriage, but if he started drinking or using illegal drugs, he'd forfeit the payout.
Right, so for staying off the gear, Keith gets 600 grand a year for 19 years. That's $11.4 million. Are we sure that container wasn't headed to Keith Urban's house? He's a free man. Make up his own mind. Also in September, Brisbane dominated every single code of footy. Here to break down a huge year in sport is Offsiders host and sports journalist Abbey Gelmi. Will 2025 be remembered as the year Brisbane won everything?
It pains me to say this, Charlie, but I think Brisbane might actually be the sporting capital of this country. They
get
won.
Out. Get out of this room now.
I know, but I've got some evidence, right? They won the men's state of origin, the NRL, the NRLW, the AFL, and they shone brightest in the Sunshine State, and that was Rhys Walsh.
That's a happy Melbourne crowd there.
Yeah, exactly. The Bronco won the Clive Churchill Medal, starred for the Maroons, made an unbelievable debut for the Kangaroos, and he will be remembered for pioneering a new muscle recovery technique.
Well, it's a video that certainly has the shock factor. Brisbane Broncos' Rhys Walsh drinking from a toilet.
They reckon there's a new form of recovery to recover the muscles. Toilet water. Just give it a little drink.
Oh, wow.
That's peak performance right there. But we may laugh, but the Broncos literally had to issue an official statement telling adults not to drink toilet water.
Well, you know what they say, you can lead a Bronco to water, but Yeah. All right, so that's local. What about on the world stage?
Well, if we're talking about the world stage, and it almost feels too soon to be talking about it, but Oscar Piastri was the biggest almost of the year. Charlie, we dared to dream, and for good reason, that we were going to have an Aussie World Drivers' Champion in 2025, but it wasn't to be, and the conspiracy theories about what McLaren did to his car were out of control. At one point, people genuinely believed that grilled burgers had jinxed him. What? No, this is a legit story. What? So they were offering free burgers for every time that Oscar made a podium, but from the moment that it launched, Piastri stopped getting podiums.
Oh, my God.
Poor Oscar, but not poor Ange Postecoglou. He was another lucrative loser this year. He managed to make history twice. He brought silverware to Tottenham for the first time in 17 years, and then he got sacked. But then he got hired and fired from Nottingham Forest in just 39 days, and he walked away with $14 million for his efforts. So that works out to be $360,000 a day.
Wow, that's like half a Keith Urban prenup. That's not bad. That's pretty good. All right, so we've had a lot of men's sport chat, but it was also a big year in women's sport, or as I call it, sport.
Well played. Well played.
So which of these lovely ladies stood out to you?
You get one of those and
Thank
you just used it. Well, it was a huge year for our female athletes. Molly Pickering was our world surfing champion. Nicola Ollislagers took out Field Athlete of the Year. Minjee Lee and Grace Kim won majors in the golf. Sam Kerr returned to the Tillies for the first time in what felt like forever. And can you believe it, Charlie? They all managed to do it without the help of Halo. What is Halo, you ask?
Yeah, what is Halo, I ask?
Well, it was meant to be Sky Sports' Little Sis, which could helpfully explain sport to women. Because how on earth are we going to understand the offside rule without reference to matcha or Labubu's or hot girl walks? And my God, do I wish I was joking. It is 2025 and it did not go well.
Sky Sports' launch of a women's TikTok channel has backfired dramatically, lasting just 3 days.
Yeah, that is tragic, because that was meant to be Marty Sheargold's comeback gig. And that's really sad. That's all right.
No!
I'm gonna stop there. He's copped a real hammering tonight, so I will leave.
This segment's going down the toilet. Cheers.
Abbey Gelmi, everybody! To October and the heist of the century so far.
A hunt is underway for thieves after priceless jewels were stolen from one of the world's most famous museums, the Louvre in Paris.
The apparent target, La Galerie d'Apollon, on the second floor, home to the French crown jewels.
4 men disguised as construction workers drove up to the side of the museum in a truck mounted with a long ladder.
It was the biggest daylight robbery at the Louvre since I got stung 30 euros for this Mona Lisa keyring. Unbelievable. So, how did thieves get past security at the world's most famous art gallery?
New shocking revelations about the security at the Louvre, or lack thereof. The password to the Louvre's video surveillance system was simply Louvre.
The only camera in that room was in fact facing the wrong way.
Yeah, but who needs security cameras when a lot of the paintings have eyes that follow you around the room? On top of that, October was a big month for royal watchers.
Joining us now, all the way from London, is royal commentator Josh Rom. Josh, it's wonderful to see you again.
We're getting the band back together. It's crazy when it comes to this royal news agenda, so let's get started.
Oh, I just love these easy breezy royal watcher segments. Just let me get ready. Okay, so what cute piece of palace gossip do we have? Let's get started!
Prince Andrew is continuing to cause serious problems for the royal family due to his relationship with sex offender Jeffrey Epstein.
It comes after the Duke reportedly emailed paedophile Jeffrey Epstein long after claiming that they had broken contact.
This is the bit that I just think is really, really creepy. Keep in close touch and we'll play some more soon.
I'll just put these down. Yeah. Can we burn them? Thanks. So, a mere 15 years after Prince Andrew was crashing at Epstein's house, 14 years after the emergence of this photo, and 6 years after we found out Prince Andrew was incapable of sweating, King Charles sprung into action.
I'm stopping the recording because we have a breaking story which we should respond to. The King has initiated a process. Prince Andrew will no longer be Prince Andrew.
The 65-year-old stripped of his royal identity, his princely title, his dukedom, his peerages in Scotland and Northern Ireland too, booted from royal orders of chivalry. He is now merely Andrew Mountbatten Windsor.
And not just that, the King even made him hand in his company car. So what next for Andrew? Could he face prison or, even worse, get a job? I mean, what's he even qualified for? Professional handshaker? I mean, he likes horses. Oh, wait, no, sorry, we can't show that. She's only 4 years old. Better. For more... He normally joins us from London, but tonight he's here in the studio. Please welcome our UK correspondent, Andy Zaltzman. Andy, Queen Elizabeth famously called 1992 her Annus Horribilis. What Latin would the royals use to classify 2025?
Well, Charlie, I'm afraid that language is not broadcastable, even in Latin and even in Australia. Of course, one thing that has been cleared up by this whole process is that republicanism in Australia is dead. You have to keep the monarchy forever now.
Hang on, hey, wait. Why is that, Andy?
Because if you get rid of the monarchy now, Charlie, it will look like you were only keeping it because of Prince Andrew. That's a bad look, Australia.
So Andrew has lost his royal title and been kicked out of his royal home. Can it get any worse for Andrew?
Yes, it can. In fact, I'm just hearing now that he's been called up to bat at number 3 for England for the rest of the outfit.
Terrible.
Dark times. There were reports that Andrew is basically being cut loose from the monarchy, and this, of course, has raised concerns about the increased policing costs and logistical public safety implications of having Andrew roaming untethered across the land.
OK, so in the end, it was King Charles who stripped Andrew of his title just 14 years after the scandal first broke. Swift action from the monarch?
Yes, that's... I mean, that is unusually fast for change in Britain, Charlie. We always used to like our scandals to go on much longer than that, you know, 200-300 years, and we used to like to call those scandals an empire. But
it's not been a vintage year for the UK in general, though, has it?
Well, that depends, Charlie. It depends on whether or not you enjoy a sense of irretrievable national decline. You know, if that's your bag, it's been a classic year. Otherwise, not so much. I mean, nothing is working. Our trains are basically homeopathic. Our National Health Service might as well just cancel everything and just tell everyone that they're actually fine, like in the old days. And our economy is basically sitting in a nursing home in a rocking chair, eyes glazed over, muttering to anyone who will listen, I used to be someone.
Now, you are in Australia to cover the Ashes, and expectations for England were high, but that's not gone very well.
Well, so far, Charlie. So far. But history tells us that when England go 2-0 down in the Ashes in Australia, they only go on to lose the series 100% of the time. I mean, there was real hope that England could do much better than on other recent tours and win the series or draw the series or lose the series, but at least maintain a vague shred of dignity this time. But unfortunately, the goldfish of hope has come face to face with the sledgehammer of reality. And now Now we're cleaning goldfish carpaccio out of the air conditioning unit.
So are there any positives that you can take?
Yes, one positive, Charlie. Sports is supposed to be about joy. And the England cricket team has brought a lot of joy to a lot of Australians. Happy Christmas. Happy Christmas to you all. Love from English cricket.
You can catch Andy touring the country throughout December and January. Would you please thank Andy Zoltzman? Australian broadcasting lost a giant this year, with a voice familiar to all Australians with an AM radio, and a career spanning 8 decades, 3 films, 11 albums and at least 11 books of poetry. The Yearly tonight pays respect to John Laws, the man with the golden tonsils.
After 90 years on the planet and 70 years on the air, let's look back at the legacy of radio legend John Laws in the Yearly's Ballad of the Golden Tonsils. John Laws was an enigma, a man who lived in his own little world behind a microphone.
Hello world, this is John Laws. Hello world, this is John Laws. Hello world, I'm John Laws.
He was under the delusion he was speaking to the entire world, but he wasn't. In fact, some people didn't want to talk to him at all.
Hello. Hello. She hung up.
He was a man unusually passionate about motor oil.
People who know use Valvoline. Valvoline. Valvoline.
But he was always worried people wouldn't know what he meant.
Valvoline. You know what I mean?
With many Australians unsure of exactly what he meant, Laws made himself crystal clear on other subjects, like vacuuming shirts.
I could vacuum this shirt all day and never get it clean. Because you know, and I know, the shirt needs to be washed.
No shit. But his filthy clothes were the least of his worries, as he found himself increasingly paranoid about flies.
Mortine kills them stern dead.
And conducted endless scientific research in his mission to make them extinct.
It's called pyrethrum, and new improved formula Mortine has it. Natural pyrethrum is only one reason why new formula Mortine knocks down flies faster than any other fly spray.
And when he wasn't obsessively watching insects wriggle to their deaths, he was looking to the future, predicting the rise of computers by sneaking up on unsuspecting children.
The Commodore 64 Family Pack is the best way I know to introduce your family to the world of the future.
Many would call Laws the father of the internet, but this was not his greatest prophecy.
11:08, 269 0669. Cappuccino is a very popular drink.
Cappuccinos have since gone on to become one of the most sought-after drinks in the world. But while clever, Laws was no stranger to controversy, like the cash for comments scandal.
I really want you to spend that wisely.
That saw Colin the crocodile spend 15 years behind bars. But John Laws always remained true to himself, and to the very end, maintained his commitment to being creepy.
John Laws, thank you very much for making time to speak to us tonight.
Did you enjoy it?
I did enjoy it, did you?
Yeah, I loved every minute.
The Yearly's Ballad of the Golden Tonsils.
In November, the Dutch elected their first gay Prime Minister and New York elected their first Muslim mayor. But the month's most important vote was, of course, the Miss World Chile competition. The winner, Ignacia Fernandez, who blew them away in the talent portion.
Representa a Las Condes, Ignacia Fernandez.
She sealed her victory when she advocated for world peace by biting the head off a dove. Also in November, a nationwide asbestos scare.
Parents are being warned to check their children's toys after asbestos was detected in a range of bright-coloured sand products.
Oh dear, there's been a horrible mix-up at the children's toys/asbestos factory. So what should concerned parents do?
Hundreds of schools across the country have reported using the sand in classrooms for sensory learning.
The best advice is don't panic, pause, breathe for a moment.
Breathe for a moment? That is terrible advice. Also in November, the Coalition ditched net zero, but it still couldn't save Susan Ley in the polls.
Support for the Coalition has hit rock bottom, with just 24% of the primary vote.
The polling for the Conservative side of politics is the worst it's been since Federation.
Officially the worst performance in Australian democracy since the invention of Australian democracy. With the coalition in a nosedive, Pauline Hanson was looking to win Barnaby Joyce over to One Nation.
A dinner date with destiny? Pauline wines and dines Barnaby.
I made him a damn good dinner.
The method, simple, a sandwich press, but the steak, top quality Wagyu, the produce of Australia's richest person, Gina Reinhardt.
How did it taste?
It was actually brilliant. The steak was absolutely perfect. I commented on it, all seriousness, I commented on it quite a few times, going, this is bloody spot on. Barnaby said his steak was cooked just how he likes it, which is however Gina Reinhardt likes it. Just as it looked like One Nation was a serious political alternative, Pauline raided her old costume box to show she was tough on imaginary crime.
Pauline Hanson has been suspended after wearing a burqa into the Senate chamber yesterday.
If you cannot wear a helmet into the bank or any other venues where they tell you to take it off, why is the burqa any different?
Can you identify a single national security incident that has occurred in Australia involving a burqa? Yes or no?
I can't tell you that.
What are you talking about, Hamish? A woman in a burqa just stole Barnaby's heart. And you know what? Let that be a lesson to the Nationals. You mess with Barnaby Joyce, he will not take it lying down. That is the 1,000th time that we've used that clip. But weird, you know, it feels like more than that, to be honest. It really does. We arrive at December and teens across the country were bracing for the government's social media ban.
Australians under the age of 16 will be banned from social media.
The tech companies behind YouTube, TikTok, Snapchat, Facebook, Instagram, Threads, X, Reddit, Kik and Twitch will be required to block underage accounts.
Many are downloading alternatives like Lemonade and Yope, even LinkedIn, to try and get around the ban.
Teens are getting on LinkedIn. I mean, who needs Insta likes when you can get a 3-year contract as a data analyst at PwC? Some are concerned that kids could suffer from social media withdrawals.
They might be anxious, they might be stressed, they might get angry, they might try and push back. They used to talk with you in the car on the way to school, but now they've gone silent.
A warning to all parents to be on the lookout for signs that your teenager is acting like a teenager.
Good evening and welcome to the Margie Awards, celebrating Australian television until our screens are inevitably usurped by AI-generated celebrities shilling dick pills. We begin the evening with the award for Best Dating Program. Nine's Married at First Sight sparkled as a new crop of mentally busted spuds were placed in sham marriages while phony experts feigned surprise at their orchestrated demise.
I thought this was like someone that I was going to build a life with.
That's a shock, isn't it? I mean...
But for its incisive commentary on modern romance, the award goes to Paramount Plus program Aussie Shore, featuring a compelling cast and poignantly impassioned dialogue.
No, I'm about to fight too. How good my vagina?
This is a program committed to authentic discourse, examining real issues to which one can't help but relate.
Oh, I love picking my nose.
Up next is the award for Best Survival Program, and the award goes to 10 spectacular new survival drama, 10 News Plus.
And that's 10 News Plus for this Sunday.
Thanks for your company. Good night.
A stunning experiment in psychological torture, 10 News Plus captivates as terrified hosts deliver a program unsure if anyone is watching or if they'll ever be rescued. And hats off to Network 10 for achieving the near impossible task of making one miss the project. to achievement in reality TV, and in a transcendent return, Big Brother takes the gold, as 10 boldly revive the corpse of a long-dead show in an attempt to revive the corpse of its long-dead network.
I didn't fight on anybody. I fought next to her. That's a difference.
And I look forward to this year's winner, joining Hot Dogs, Tape Face, Red Shirt, and that guy who snagged the sneaky as timeless monuments on the media landscape. Finally, we come to the Gold Margie, and in 2025, there can only be one winner. Channel 9's masterpiece, The Golden Bachelor, highlighting the oft-overlooked randy over-60s demographic. This show was a triumph, emphasising humanity's unyielding yearning for connection and the lengths the elderly will pursue in search of a route.
Wow.
You're going to take one?
Golden golf balls.
Critics may accuse the show of exploiting the human need for companionship at the cost of dignity.
The boobs hang down like tennis balls in socks. Please still like me when you see me naked. Please.
But if Nine insists on platforming such a debauched display of mature horndoggery...
Oh, yes, darling. I'm actually very happy.
All I can say is count me in for next season. And that's all from me. I'm Margaret Pomeranz. Good evening.
That's it for the yearly 2025. Would you please thank Alexi Toliopoulos, Rhys Nicholson, Abbey Gelmi, Margaret Pomeranz and Andy Zoltzman. The team returns in January with a new season of The Weekly, but right now on ABC, it's time to say goodbye to 2025 and hello to 2026 with the best New Year's Eve concert in the Southern Hemisphere and the biggest fireworks display in the known universe, with the always wonderful Zan Rowe and the always overdressed Charlie Pickering. So for now, it's goodbye from me, Charlie Pickering, and hello to me, Charlie Pickering. Charlie?